Hello, everybody. My name is Louis Lee, and this is Concrete and Campfire, where we talk about anything to do with survival or equipment or just staying alive. Got my man Arco. What's up, Arco?
Hey, brother, how you doing? Good to have everybody
Oh,
here.
man. Yeah, we got some people in the chat. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the chat, and we'll try to answer them on the show here tonight. So, Arco, we got a lot of stuff going on in the government with regulations and different policies and different things like that that could affect us on the concrete or in the jungle. What do you think about what's going on in our communities?
It's getting crazier and crazier, and I'm starting to notice it in a bigger, how would you say that? Like on a bigger scale. I'm starting to notice it. It used to be, a lot of people were living in their cars and homeless and whatever. And lately, even in the small towns that I'm driving around in and stuff where we live, I'm starting to see it worse and worse. And I start talking to people, excuse me, about different topics about, their houses getting taken, the government messing with them. They have this 2030 agenda that they're talking about. At 2030, they want everybody to be plowed in like a bunch of sheeple. And it's been crazy. It keeps coming up more and more and more people talking to me about it. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go on like YouTube or go on social media and you'll find out what I'm saying. They're talking about taking the 2030 and making it where it's one world organization, one world government, and getting rid of currency. And that, everybody's like, oh, they're going to get rid of currency. No big deal. It's not a big deal, whatever. And to me, it is, because once you get rid of currency, if you don't have cash, it's a cashless society. That is a huge deal. For instance, Damien, he's listening. Hey, brother, if I get a hold of Damien and he's in San Diego, California, and I say, hey, I want you to work on my car and I'll be there in a couple of weeks, you get the car done, I'll bring cash. All of a sudden he's like, no, I can't. They're like, no, you can't take cash or whatever. That's not a big deal. You use a credit card. But when you go to a cashless society and pretty soon they're telling you, well, you don't have any, we're going to freeze your bank accounts because, we saw you said something about that guy that was working on your car on Facebook. We're going to shut your bank account down for 2 weeks. Now it starts clicking and people are like, oh, and I've been talking to people about this and they are so just brain dead over it. It's like they don't even care. And I'm like, you guys better wake up, man.
What's already happening in China? China's been doing that for years. It's called social credit.
Yeah.
So they're not free over there. So if they say something wrong or do something wrong, they can hit you with a fine and take it right out of your account because they have control over it. It's crazy.
And people are living like this and they think it's an okay society, but that's communism, straight up communism. And they just keep letting them do it and letting them do it more and more and more. And it's on a bigger scale. Like I keep trying to tell people, talking to them about it and asking more questions. And some of the stuff that I've been talking to people about lately, it's actually kind of scary. The newest one that they're talking about right now, this green agenda, this green deal, where they're talking about, keeping down the, they're trying not to ruin the ozone and all this crap. So they're making people get rid of, and especially in California, it's really bad, getting rid of lawnmowers that are gas powered, cars that are gas powered, anything that's gas powered because of the O2 or since, the damn levels that they're putting out there. And they're pushing this green deal. But what's going on is I've been talking to a bunch of people this deal with the houses and stuff, and they're trying to make it now that the houses that you own, they're going to start saying, well, you don't have, the high efficiency windows, you don't have the high efficiency roofing and shingles and blah, blah, blah. They're going to make up some crap where they're going to start taking people's houses. And I see it coming, man.
Yeah. Yep. And they hide it under all the climate. But,
the climate change and all this crap.
Hundreds of years and the climate ain't really changed that much. And every 10 years they say something's going to happen and it never happens. But they're putting in regulations to say, oh, we got to do this or this is going to happen. And so these people are letting the votes go through. And you're giving away your freedoms for something that's not really happening. And once they're gone, they're gone.
And Bill was just saying, believers need not fear. I totally agree with what he's saying right there.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say that because of all the fear mongering that's going on right now and this agenda that they're pushing. You know, whether or not you believe in God and all that, I'm not going to get all religious on you or nothing, but it still scares a person. It still, puts stress
Right.
on your everyday work activities. And I mean, everything that's going on in your life, it's more and more and more. They just keep piling more crap on your shoulders, you know?
Yeah. Anxiety and everything else.
Yeah.
So when you said you want to do this topic, I started thinking, back in the day, a lot of people bartered, they traded off their skills. So that's another survival thing, is learning skills. You might have one guy that's a welder, you might have one guy that's a farmer, one guy that's, something else. And you start trading, like back in the day, the horse trading stuff. And I think that will help help a lot, if you start trading off your services and your goods.
And we were actually out in the woods talking about that today. Ken and Ben Cameron and myself, we were out in the woods practicing survival skills. And I was teaching them different things on trees, wild edibles, medicinal plants, all kinds of different ways to make fire and everything. And we were out there practicing skills. And my ex-brother-in-law pulled up, and I'm like, he's from the cities. And long story short, we were talking, whatever. I was surprised to see him and everything. And he was telling me right now that they can't even find, that they're worried about finding more workers in the concrete and masonry field because there's none left. The young kids do not care. So right now they're, like he was saying, he goes, once I retire or die, or my partners in the company that he owns, once they retire or die, he's like, who's going to take over this crap? I mean, there's nobody out there to do it. Yeah. And that's another big subject that I keep talking to people about, is it's like they've taken men and twisted it up where there's no men left,
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy, man.
Hands-on workers. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
so the barter thing that you're talking about, it's going to be hard when nobody has skills. But at the same time, the guy that does have skills, he's going to be king of the mountain, man. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants. Somebody's going to need that service that he provides. Like you said, concrete work, welding, fabrication, anything and everything. And I mean, I'm lucky in that aspect because I was taught a lot of stuff. Growing up, I was always taught the more you learn, the more you're worth. So I could do, I could wire a house, I could build a house, I could welding, fabrication, painting cars, whatever, you name it, I can do it, jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And it's wild, to see that no men left out there. What are you going to do in another 10 years? Where are we going to be at? We're going to be in a hurt locker,
Yeah, it's crazy. So I have noticed that with the administration now, they're trying to work on the school system, and they're trying to bring back trades, because a lot of schools took away the trades.
Yeah,
that was a big part of it. So if we can get that back on, and see, that's another thing. It's very important to know your local government as well, because they make the decisions for, like, the school board. So you had a school board, they said, well, we don't want skilled trades, and it's not there. So you gotta watch who you're voting for the school board as well. I mean, it trickles down to the local. The local politician is very important to keep an eye on.
Sure. And working in your community also is a good thing. But like us working in Minnesota with the Big Ideas project, trying to get kids out there, not only kids, but other people, even guys my age, to learn a trade that they've never done nothing their whole life, or they want to take and learn a new trade so that they can, protect or provide for their family,
Right. And it's, if you think about it, there's so many skilled trades that make a lot of money that you would never make with certain college degrees. I mean, like a plumber, man, you're at 150, 200 grand easy being a plumber. You know what I mean? And, they downgraded it saying, oh, you're just a plumber. But, man, I got some buddies that own a plumbing company. Oh, man, they're millionaires.
I mean, that's what Chooks does. And he was going to become an electrician, and he found out what the plumbers were making. And he went and got schooled out for that, got his license and everything. And now he's a licensed plumber. And, I mean, he's making good money,
Yeah. Yep. Let's see what you're talking about in the chat. I'll put bills up.
Yes, that whole digital ID, that's a control thing, man. That right there. That's one of the things I was talking about, Bill, is being scared or nervous or whatever. Because perfect example is what you're talking about right there, is if they might be thinking they're hurting you. Like if I did something, if I got in a fight in town or something, in Walmart or whatever, and I got arrested for that fight, they could take and close my bank account down because of that digital ID or that, no currency thing we were talking about. But what that trickles downhill to now, my family is suffering. They got no way to pay their bills. All of a sudden, they're out on the street. They can't pay their rent. They can't pay their mortgage, their electric, their water. They're not punishing us. They're punishing all of us. And that's where these sheeple or these people that have their heads up their butts, not paying attention. That's where, we need to stand up and start fighting for this crap, man.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. It really is. You already have enough problems on everyday living. You got other stuff jumping in like this.
Sure.
But we got to really start being conscious of things around us. Of who's around us, what the politicians are doing around us, even the companies. You got to keep an eye on them too, because everything leads back to money. If money's involved, there's something you got to watch out for.
And that's one of the reasons Louis and I were talking, and talking about starting this podcast or this channel, is everything that's going on in the world right now, in having those survival skills to get you through things, or having not only woods survival skills, but urban survival skills to get you through things, everyday life. But our channel is also based on, I'd say our channel is based on skills, because if you have something that you're skilled out on, you can, like, for instance, you need help with the bus. You're trying to build a home in that bus. You need the roof cut off and lifted and re-welded and whatever. You call us, we get over there and help you out. It's a barter system like that where, we can help each other out and never even have to touch money, And I wish it was like that, to be honest. Go back to the old ways,
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Because that shows a true man too. If you say something, hey, I'm going to do this for you or whatever, and you show up and you do it for that guy, you keep your word. To me, that's a true man. You have his word or whatever. But what happens if somebody burns you on something because you have nothing to back them up or whatever when you're doing the barter system?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as getting money taken out of your family's mouth, off the
your
table.
Time, your time is very valuable. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. See what we got going on in the chat. If you see something you want me to put up, just let me know.
Will you put that Midnight Customs one up?
Yeah. Here we go. I would read it out loud to you, but I'm a terrible reader. So,
anyone ever watched the original RoboCop from the late 80s or 90s? Did something similar in the movies of Detroit. It was all about the control for profit. It's Hollywood message, exactly. And that's their agenda. Yeah. They've been working on this for years and years. They've been working on this agenda to do this, and I see it coming, and I get so frustrated with people. You tell them about it and they're like, no, that's not what's going on. You're stupid and blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, well, you'll be the first one I'll tell you when it happens.
Yep.
People need to wake up, man.
People I would work with, or that I was working with, my coworkers, they would say, oh, you're paranoid and this and that. I'm like, yeah. If something happens, where are you going? Oh, I'm coming to your house. Yeah, I know, because I'm preparing a little bit. I could be more prepared, but at least I have a little something to get me, by a couple of weeks or maybe a month, till some help comes, if it ever comes. You know what I mean? Just little things. And this stuff isn't real expensive. Anything survival stuff, you don't see any outrageous prices on stuff. You know what I mean? Like other hobbies. Little bags of rice and food and, water, all that stuff cheap. Lighters, camp gear, is cheap. And to have it if you have the space to put it, man, it'll pay off if something happens. If not, then so what?
I agree with what you're saying about people saying, you know, hey, I don't need to prepare. You know, you're doing it. If you know something happens, I'm just going to your house. And that's the ones I'm going to be like, you're not going to backpack off me, man. You show up at my place, we're going to have a problem. You know, unless
Right?
if you're in the trenches with me, you're fighting with me. If you're not, you're my enemy, man. Don't even show up on my front door.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy to people's mentality to count on other people to take care of them.
Yeah.
In the same way, they're counting on the government to take care of everything. You know,
their cell phone, man, out in the woods using their cell phone to, it'll be fine. Yeah. Well, what happens when the battery dies? What happens when you break your phone? What happens when you run out of service?
yeah, you can fall in the water, anything.
Yeah.
Phone's gone. Yep. Let's see.
Hell yeah. Damien was saying he's getting a bug out bag together. That's cool. I carry one every day, brother. All my vehicles got one. And then, you know, I have my main bag that I carry all over the place. What is Kanawha, Utah garage? What's he saying?
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. AI is going.
Yep. There you go. Perfect example.
I'll tell you what, man. AI is getting scary.
There's another perfect example right there. Lewis is, I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, about AI. And then they were showing me on YouTube what they're doing. And then it was maybe 3 weeks after that, I got a message from YouTube. They were saying that AI is going to start being introduced into YouTube more, where they're going to stop doing videos where you won't have human interaction. It's going to be people doing AI videos, but you're not going to be in a video. You know, it's like, what?
Yeah, you won't need
that's going to shut YouTube down right there, you know?
Yeah, you won't need a human to make the same content. Yep.
Yeah. So you could just sit in your living room and make some stupid video with some AI deal, you know, with a cartoon character or whatever, something that looks like Damien. And
throw him up. What do you say? Yeah, bug out bag is really important, man. It don't have to be real big or, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. Just stuff to keep you together for a little bit of time, you know.
But the thing is, if you don't have that bug out bag when you need it, you might as well not carry it, man.
Yeah. So I got a small one on my bike in the bags on my bike. Emergency kit has a little bit, a couple things in it. I got one in each truck. I got one in my Jeep, my wife's Jeep. We got one here in the bus. So we try to keep it everywhere. Keep one everywhere. Or you don't need to have them in every vehicle, but you know, you can take your bag with you, just like you take your wallet. Just take your bug out bag.
And that's why I carry all the gear on myself. You know, like perfect example, when we're out in the woods today, you know, something happened. I had my bug out bag with me, but if something would have happened, I have all my gear on me. You know, it was starting to get late and we need to get home. We were out by the river. We were out in the woods. I mean, anything could happen out there today, you know?
Yeah.
And if we, you know, as long as I had my knife and my fire steel and all the ways to make fire and my kit on me in my pockets of my pants, like I always carry, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah. And people think, oh, I'm not going out in the woods or I'm not doing this or that. But I watched the documentary on Buffalo, New York. And this was, I think, 3 years ago. They had a real bad snow. And it shut down the city. And this lady or young woman broke down, or she got stuck in the snow, I think 3 blocks from her house. But it was snow. It was a blizzard. She was stuck in the middle of this blizzard, and the snow had built up around her car. And she was in the car trying to stay warm and left the car running, and the fumes killed her.
Yeah.
And this was right down the street from her house. And, you know, and she tried calling, her phone died. She tried calling friends, and they're like, where are you at? And she was like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But it could happen in the middle of a city. And it could be just a weather thing. You know, a massive snow comes through and gets you trapped. That bug out bag, you know, you might have, you know, a little bit of food in there to get you by, something to heat yourself, you know, heat up the car, anything. Just little things you got to think about. It don't have to be in the woods.
I mean, in the years past too, I don't know how many times having my gear on me has saved my butt out in the middle of the woods, or like you said, in the city, where I needed like a wrench or a multi-tool or something just to get home, you know, because I was broke down, something broke. Like on my motorcycle, you know, one time the battery bolt came off and the bike died. And I was like, you know, for probably 10 minutes trying to figure out what it was. And I realized that the battery cable was loose, and little things like that, man. I mean, I know it wasn't really a survival situation, but it could have been. I mean, if you were on a dirt bike out in the desert or something, and you know, you don't have no food, no water, no shelter, and something like that happens, man, it's better to be prepared, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, Whiskey Dance? Thanks a lot for everybody being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Me and Arco talked about doing this a couple months ago, and we're enjoying it so far. I mean, all the comments and everybody input is very valuable to us. We appreciate it.
What's up, David? Everybody's showing up. Sweet.
Yeah, so check out our website too, concreteandcampfire.com. And we're going to start putting a lot of Arco's videos, survival videos up on that channel, or on that page where you can go to see it on YouTube. But we have the YouTube channel too, the same name.
Man, I got a bunch of videos to put up too. I was kind of thinking about how I should do it, like one a week or, you know, 2 a week or something. I got a mess load of them now. So, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably start it out with some of my older videos and then do the new ones. And then I might kind of intertwine some of the older videos with the new ones, because on my other channel, Outlaw Edge, I have so many survival type videos, I guess you call it.
Right.
Camping, hiking, survival videos. I want to take and put a bunch of those over to this channel.
Nice.
Because I know a lot of you guys haven't seen all my videos. I got like 2,500 videos or something on my other channel, you know. Nice, so it'd be kind of nice to put those up, and then all the new ones I want to put up too, you know. And you know, that's one of the things that we were talking about is some of the stuff we weren't sure if people would be interested in it, and I couldn't believe some of the comments and the questions and the people asking about a lot of those shorts that I put up with the one, you know, the little fluorescent thing that you break and shake it up, and the little light stick or whatever, videos like that, or even chopping firewood. I couldn't believe, because I showed a different technique, and I couldn't believe all the comments and questions on just that video alone. It was crazy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people interested in this stuff, and it's nice.
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to pull up the website, I think. See, show people what we got going on. Where to put it? Hold on 1 second.
Is your weather's all crappy there right now? In
yeah,
Ohio?
Man, it's 50 degrees and cold and raining. So I'm trying to get out of here in the next couple of days. We're heading west.
Yeah, it's 41 degrees here. It's a little windy outside, but it was beautiful out, you know. Today we were out in the woods all day. It was so nice.
Nice. Let's see. Probably should have had this. What was the temperature up there?
At my place?
Yeah.
Like right now it's 41 degrees, but earlier today it was probably 55 outside. It was awesome. And being out in the woods and that was like so nice. We went all over the woods today, man. Like,
did you?
Yeah, it was a blast.
Okay.
Bill's son was with us, so that was fun. He looks like Bigfoot out there in the woods, man. I know he's probably sleeping right now. We wore him out today out in the woods, man, showing him all kinds of cool stuff. Hiked a whole bunch of trails, and we went to like 7 different landings, so we were all over.
Sweet. All right, so here's our website, and you can go on and give us your opinions and watch the videos Arco's made so far that we have up. I'm going to start making some videos as well as I'm traveling cross country, things that I got to look out for safety, like where I park and where we sleep overnight, things like that. So I'm going to start making some videos on that. Here's some, tricks of the trade, and you can become a member of our site right here. So go check us out.
You were saying you'll have a chance to start doing some videos too?
Yeah. Did I cut out?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some videos on my travels too, to help people when they're traveling, try to stay safe, like parking certain places.
Yeah.
Like Walmart, you really got to watch parking at Walmart. You're allowed to park overnight in an RV, some of them, but you got to watch out what neighborhood you're in too. So a lot of times I'll park in the parking lot and we'll go inside to buy some things in Walmart and see what kind of flavor is in there. You know what I mean? Seeing what kind of neighborhood it is. Even ask some questions. You ask, how's the neighborhood with the people that work there?
Yeah.
Just to keep yourself, safe, because you don't know where you're parking when you're traveling. You know what I mean? You might be parking in some neighborhood that have you turned up.
That could be super helpful for somebody else too. That's, living in their rig or camping in their car or wherever. They need a safe place to stop and park and hang out for the night or a couple of days.
Yeah. So we do a lot of Walmarts. We do Cracker Barrels. A lot of them are RV friendly. And now the truck stop. Oh yeah, Cracker Barrel is real good for RVing. And Flying J.
Yeah.
And Love's Truck Stop. They're starting to put in a lot of RV stuff where you can
cool.
you could dump your tanks, you can fill your water. They even have plug ups where you can just like a campground, you can pull in there and you pay a couple bucks and you park overnight and plug up. So
that goes back to what I was talking about. Is you notice that there's like a huge following now. A lot of people are starting to live in their cars and buses and motorhomes, and they no longer have houses. They're just out there, and it's not that they're nomadic or bums or, winos living on the streets or whatever. I'm talking about just the people alone that are doing this as a hobby or a job or, running websites or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you have your straight up homeless that are, I'm starting to see that more and more. It's getting bad, man.
Yeah, it is. And, now that I'm on the road, there's all walks of life doing this. It could be an executive that works from home. Now he can work anywhere. He can work on the road. So that's where I'm heading towards, doing some things here in the bus as we travel. Like I'm firing up my my media company again. After COVID, the media company kind of leveled out where I really couldn't do too much, but now I'm getting fired up to get it back on the road. So keep an eye on that too.
Yeah, right on.
Got to make a couple bucks, man. Diesel ain't cheap.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you throw us back up on the screen? There was a couple comments I wanted to put up. Doug Jacobs had one that it's back quite a ways.
All right, hold on. Doug, how crazy is that? No.
He said something about the TV or whatever.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, the smart TVs. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I've said that for years that they're watching and listening to us. Just like our cell phones.
Yep. So here's what I do. I love all the smart stuff. The whole bus is wired up, but I got switches, man. I can switch everything off where it's silent. They can't hear nothing. I can't, you know what I mean? I cut everything off. So that's something you got to be wise of. I got the Alexa. She's probably going to talk now. But I got the smart TVs. I got everything pretty much wired up. But I got a switch, man. I can cut everything off. And I got Faraday box in here.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, man.
So I got I cut all this stuff off, man. I got Faraday boxes. I can put my phones and electronics in where it won't take any signals in or out.
That's awesome. So, what do you use the Alexa for, if you don't mind me asking? Uh-oh. He's cut out.
Oh, I use it for my music, weather. I can turn my lights and stuff on. I can tell her to do certain things. So I'm going to do a video on that too, the smart home, things that you can use.
So wait a
Like
minute, you're telling me she listens to you? She'll tell
Yeah.
you what. So I should get an Alexa because Heidi don't listen.
Yep, there you go. Yep. But it's still a woman, you know what I mean? You're still gonna have some issues. Alexa, what's the weather?
In Youngstown, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit with rain. Tonight's forecast calls for more of the same, with a low of 46 degrees. By the way, you have 3 new notifications. Do you want to hear them?
No, thank you. That's it.
That's crazy.
And I can tell her to turn lights on in the back. I can tell her to do, certain things. You can have it hooked up to your thermostat. It's really convenient. See, I like gadgets. So, for me to put it in, I got to weigh my options. Do I want total privacy or do I want gadgets? So
Right.
I kind of fell in the middle where I cut all of it off where I can go stealth if I need to. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's getting bad nowadays because like we were talking about, your TV, your phone, your Alexa, everything's listening to you and, monitoring every move you make.
Yeah. Yep.
She says, I do need one.
Yes.
Johnny Utah says, I don't ask about the weather. I go on the front porch.
Well, wait a minute. Let me show you something. I'm going to grab it. Hold on.
It's awesome having everybody in here. Hi, Mo. What's up, Brandon?
So this is my weather system, right? This goes on my mirror outside the bus. So it detects the wind, which way it's blowing, how much wind, how much rain, and it runs off solar. Let's see, where's the solar thing at? There's a solar thing.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty neat. It's a gadget, and I got a monitor on the wall over here, and it shows inside temperature, outside temperature. It shows everything, right? And one day I did a video, and I'm like, yeah, I got this out here, so I know when it's raining outside.
Just look out the window, man.
That ain't fun. I can look over my gadget or my computer thing there and see what's going on.
So back to your videos. What are some other ideas you have for videos that you're going to be doing in like urban situations?
So the main one is parking overnight. So I'm gonna do that one. Things to prepare your car too as you're traveling, or your bus or your RV. Little things like that. The stuff that you should have. A lot of people don't have a jack. Some people don't carry a spare. You know what I mean? Just dumb stuff.
What about you? I think I asked you before, do you have a fire extinguisher in the bus?
Yep. I got them all over the place. I got them, I got in the bedroom. I got them in the bathroom and the kitchen because you don't know where the fire's going to break out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I also have a smoke detector and carbon monoxide detectors in the bedroom and the kitchen.
What about like flares or anything like that? If you break down like reflectors on the side of the road, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I carry those triangle reflectors.
Yeah.
So they're kind of required for a big vehicle like this.
Yep.
So I got those, and then I have some flares. The flares can be used multiple ways, to help show people that you're broke down. Or if you're like out in the woods or something, man, you need some help, you can flare if a plane's flying or helicopter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and just like we were talking about with the flares, if you were in a big open area with a flare, people are always waving and it gives you like that crown look or whatever. But if you're careful and you have something to tie to, you can do the same thing I was showing with those crack open fluorescent lights, take that thing and swing it over your head. Like if you're out in a big open area, because you're talking, that'll give you a 20 or 30 foot radius of a giant red beam. They're gonna be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
If you have a flare out there. So I think flares are awesome, man. I mean, there's so many ways you can use a flare.
Yeah.
And they burn underwater. So that, they're white phosphorus. They won't stop.
Yeah, and get wet. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're wet or if you fall in the water, whatever, you're holding a flare, just keep holding on to it. It's not going to go out,
Yeah. Little stuff like that, man. Flashlights, lights are very important. I got so many flashlights around here, man. I got headlamps. I got a light that goes around your neck that you can aim it.
Yeah.
And lights have gotten really cheap. You can get them cheap now, so there's no excuse not to have a whole bunch of lights.
So this one is like a Streamlight Nano, and it's Bobcat brand. And Heidi actually got these at Tractor Supply the other day.
Okay.
And she was saying she got these for $4. And I tried it out. And I tried it out in the last week, and it's nuts. It's 2 AAA batteries. It's not a rechargeable or nothing like that, but it's built exactly like it's just an exact copy of the Streamlight Nano. And I'm kind of impressed with it. And for $4, I told her, I'm like, get a whole bunch more, because
there's no reason not to have them.
Yeah. And it's nice because here, 4 o'clock, it's dark in the wintertime, or, almost winter. It's right. It's almost winter now. And today it was 6 o'clock, it started getting dark. So, another month, it's going to be 4 o'clock. It'll be dark outside. But having a flashlight on you at all times, you never know what's going to happen. If there's an emergency, your dog runs across the road or something, it's nice to have something to see out there.
Yep, for sure. I talked to you about what flashlight I carry. I carried the Olight flashlight.
Yeah.
And do you know? And I don't know if I told you this, but I was always, worried about buying an expensive flashlight because I'd lose it. So I never bought one. But I finally bought one. I had the Streamlight for about a year, maybe almost 2 years, and I just lost it the other day.
Oh,
I don't know where. I was wearing sweatpants, and the pockets were kind of funny in it. Man, I'm sick.
Oh man, that's a nice flashlight too.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna order another one, but it's kind of expensive, and I hate to buy that. Find that one, but really nice light. So I'm rolling with this one here now. It's a little cheap light, but it's LED, and it's pretty bright, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got them all over the place.
That's what this one is, a LED also. The older flashlights that were so dim and dull, and now it's like you can pick up these cheap flashlights like at Tractor Supply, Menards, all over the place for $4 to $10, and they're LED, and some of them are like 800 lumens,
Yeah.
with 2 little tiny batteries, and they last a long time. Like I was looking at this one, it's like 15-hour runtime, which I wouldn't mind doing a video on that, just doing a time lapse and seeing. I don't want it to be a boring video though, but to see how long it would, till it died, using that flashlight. Walmart $1 pen lights, they were good. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So
Johnny Utah.
Before I started carrying a flashlight, I always thought, I wouldn't use it that much. That's why I don't carry one. So I started carrying one all the time. I use it all the time. In the daytime, you can't believe how many times I use it in the daytime to see in something like in the motor or under the dash. Yep. I use it all the time.
I even like in the shop, I use mine all the time in the shop. I'll even clip it right here when I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to mess with something, because I'll have to put my cheaters on so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And I'll have my flashlight right there. I use mine the same thing all the time, man. Just Heidi was saying I like the Nebo headlamps, and that's I used to swear I would never wear one of those headlamps. I didn't like how they felt. I didn't like the way whatever. But I actually use a Nebo headlamp in my my paint booth too. I put one on my paint gun. Yeah, on my paint gun, so it makes it really nice.
I got one right here somewhere. Wait a minute. My camera follows me, so you might see my butt.
Your bust or your butt or both?
Yeah, my butt.
You're not wearing pants or what?
No, I got pants on this time.
Good thing about doing a podcast in your own place, huh?
Yeah.
Never know what's below the camera, man.
Yeah, I don't see my light or my headlight, but it's pretty nice. I'm going to show you something else too. I 3D printed it. So these are the Altoids boxes, and check out this. I used my 3D printer to make Wait a minute. My camera. Let's stop it from moving. Now it's too low. Hold on. Man, this thing is. Hold on. My head's up here, man. Come up. Hold on, let me fix this thing.
Oh man.
See, technology, man, does what it wants. Hold on.
Must be female.
Yeah, right. Can't tell her nothing. All right, let me see. Am I coming back into focus? Hold on.
No. Oh,
Another one.
you're moving around now. It's doing something.
All right, hold on. So if you put your hand up, it will stop or start moving with you. And
Yeah.
So when I was showing you this, it thought I was telling it to move. So here's the insert. I 3D printed that.
That's sweet.
So you can put like pills or whatever you want in there.
Yeah.
See, this comes out. This fits right in.
Oh, that'd be nice for a little survival kit. Oh,
Yeah.
little pocket kit or whatever.
Yep. So there's that's cheap. You buy a box of these for $1.50 and carry little stuff in.
I had my I used to carry an Altoids for years and years in my pocket. Hey baby, if you're watching, somebody's outside, it looks like. But anyways, I carried a Altoids container with a survival kit in my pocket for years. And I had Ranger bands, is what they called them, and they were like rubber bands that you would put around your keys to keep, like the Navy SEALs or whatever, the Rangers, they would keep them from their keys to keep their keys quiet, like anti-rattle or whatever. And all it was literally like a bicycle inner tube that you cut pieces off of in like little 1-inch strips or 1/2-inch strips. But when you're out in the woods and you were having a hard time with like wet fire, you had 3 or 4 of those on that little kit, and you could take those off and light them with a match, a lighter, or like if you had a fire going with a fire still that kept trying to go out, you would light that thing, get it going, and it was like a car tire. You just drop it in the fire, and it would just take off like crazy, And I haven't carried that Altoids kit in a while because I changed my EDC around all the time. But I don't know, one of these days I might start carrying it again. I've been wearing cargo pants a lot in the last couple of years, and I really like that pocket on the side with the cargo pants,
Yeah,
and I think something like that would be nice for that little kit,
Yeah.
But out in the woods, you can make. That's one of the videos I wouldn't mind making is all the different uses for a Altoids container. It's just a awesome little kit with. You could do survival kits, fire kits, the little stoves like we were talking about, everything.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna start wearing. I started wearing the cargo pants. I wore the cargo shorts, and it's just so much. It's so more comfortable because you move stuff around in your pockets where they're not just jammed into one pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get so much stuff in my pockets, it drives me crazy sometimes. Or I'll get up underneath the car to do something to weld or whatever, and then when I get out, half my pockets are sitting on the floor. All my gear. But that's why I always wear my fire still on my neck, and it's like going to like amusement parks or whatever. You go up and around, and then you lose all your stuff out of your pockets and whatever. And I learned that years ago, having stuff in your pockets. Like I was like afraid to lose it, so I was like, how can I carry it on me on my person without losing my fire still? Where I got it on me 24/7, And so I made up the fire cord and just did that. So. Worked out good.
Nice. I think I changed my everyday carry knife too. I don't know if I had this one.
No, you didn't have that one. That's sweet.
So
what is that? What brand?
Wartech.
Okay.
I got it off the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. It came sharp out of the box.
That's a nice knife, man. It looks good. It's got those holes in the handle.
Yeah.
And on my M21, that's what I have for. I use those holes for a bow drill fire for a bearing block.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that video. It's pretty cool. I use it where I can, use my knife as the bearing bow drill. And then I have a stick, and then I take my shoelace off and make a fire with my knife and my shoelace. It's pretty cool.
Oh, no, I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
See,
I'm gonna have to put it on this channel, man.
Yeah. So people in the chat, this is exactly what. See, I never heard that before. So that's what we need to hear from you guys too. If you have ideas on things that you use. We like to hear that and share it with the community.
What are you talking about, Louis?
I was saying that like you just said that I never heard that before. So if we can get the people to chat, if they give ideas like that, it will help all of us, in the community, because I'm sure they know things that we've never heard of.
Well, like Heidi's always telling me you should tell them that, or tell people about that, and I'm like, about what? And something I'm doing, and to me it's just something I do every day. And then she'll say, you should do a video on that. And I'm like, no, that's dumb. And then I'll do a video and it'll get like 10,000 hits right off the bat. I'm like, what? Like nobody knew that, like knew how to do that or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I learn something new every day.
Yeah. Like I didn't even think about it today. I stuck my knife in a log and I was making feather sticks and I let go of the knife, and Bill Cameron's son, Ben, was like, he's like, whoa, that's cool. I've never seen that before, like the way you just did that. And I was like, oh, well, check this out. I did like 4 other feather stick things right after that to show him what I was doing,
Oh, yeah.
And, because when you're out in the woods, you're trying to get dry wood or whatever. So you split them up. And then I was cutting down a tree like this size with my knife, and I was showing them how I did it and stuff with a baton, just different things. And you think people know how to do that, but once you show them, it's like, that's kind of a cool deal,
It like clicks in your brain, like, oh wow, that's something simple, but I never thought of it. So yeah, that's part of this channel, man. If you guys got ideas, please share them.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know everything, and Luce doesn't know everything, but there's a lot of stuff that you guys would know, skills, or even the simplest thing that you might think is dumb that you tell us about. And I mean, like I told you guys at the beginning of when we first started this podcast, if there's an idea that you have, I'll go out and test it. I'll test that theory. I'll do a video on it. Anything to do with survival or EDC or urban survival, whatever. I'd love to do that kind of stuff. And I've even been wanting to flip a little bit and do more of the urban stuff too, so I can do back and forth to learn some skills that you were talking about too,
Yep.
Different, different skills like being in the city and whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like Heidi said, living in the woods, for her, it's survival living in the woods. She's done it her whole life. Well, I've lived in the city my whole life. So you do those little things that you don't think about, and somebody else is going to be like, damn, that's cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's great. That's why I'm so excited with this channel, man, because, it's me learning things and me helping other people.
Bill Cameron says Heidi knows everything, and she's like, "Ha, tell Arco." I was like, whatever. Don't right now. Bill, her head is going like, woo.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. Tell him. So come on, somebody in the chat, give us a tip.
Did you put those videos up that are on the channel?
Yeah.
The ones that are, yeah, sweet. Thank you. Appreciate you doing that, man.
Yep. Let me hold on.
I still haven't figured out how to do that. Heidi gave me like a code or something, and I need to go figure out how. I want to have her put that email thing in there so I can put them up. Like I said, I got tons of videos to put up. Absolutely tons of them.
Yeah, I got to send over the website stuff too for you guys. Then you can put stuff straight on it. It's pretty easy.
Cool.
Yep.
Give me a topic. Fire steels.
Who was that?
Heidi.
Oh yeah.
Or fire skills,
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I get so frustrated about, watching people trying to make a fire. I just roll my eyes. And it's like, you got to step in and be like, look, let me show you how to do this real quick.
Well, and there's so many.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's so many videos and stuff that you can watch to learn how to do a fire real simple. And people don't take the time to do it. I mean, just simple stuff. Just little things.
And it sucks. Most of the time it sucks too, because most of the time when they're out if they're in a situation and they need to do a fire quickly, they're in a panic. I think if you could do anything, slow down, think, and just calm yourself down, take a breath, and then try to do it. So Midnight Customs, pack light, travel fast.
Midnight Customs. Let's see. Yep, that's true.
That's another big thing I see all the time is people build a bug out bag, and the thing is so damn big they can't even carry it across the street, let alone run out if there's a situation and they need to leave with their bag. You know, you need to make it like an assault pack, a 3-day assault pack where you can throw it over your shoulder, go out the door, hop in your car, hop on your motorcycle, hop on your skateboard, whatever, or run into the woods, whatever the situation is for. You need to have that thing so compact and lightweight that you can carry it. Like here, okay, if you have your bug out bag, can you throw it on your back and can you hike 5 miles tonight, right now, without stopping? Boom, just go.
That's what I was going to say. It's good to a lot of people like hiking, so it's good to put your bug out bag on and just go check and see how heavy it is and how long you can go before it starts hurting your back, and little stuff like that. Test it out. See if it's comfortable. You might have a book bag that's not comfortable. You might change your book bag out.
That maybe I'll put that video up on here if I get a chance. But Heidi and I took our bags and we grabbed a bottle of water and we went right out the door. It was like we have like 1 minute, grab our bags and go. And we hiked all the way from here all the way to our other shop, which is she'll tell you how long it is. I want to say it's like 2 miles, 2.5 miles out of town or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we hiked all the way out there with our bags, and you think, oh, that's easy, that's nothing. That's a long way, man, when you're carrying a bag.
And stress.
And what?
And stressed. If you're stressed, it causes a whole bunch of stuff. So you're stressed, you carry a bag, you're worrying about your family. So that's all kind of things you got to think about when you take off with your bag. Is it going to add more stress to you? Because if you got a bag that's uncomfortable on you, man, you're going to want to leave it.
I love that you said that too, because the stress factor comes in and it not only affects your whole body, but your muscles will tighten up really, really tight. And then you'll start getting like that wheezing breath where you're trying to catch your breath, and your like anxiety, stress, anxiety, fear, your fight or flight kicks in. You get the shakes. You guys know what I'm talking about. And now add, a big heavy bag on your back and maybe limited water. Is somebody shooting at you? Are you trying to, protect your family and, like your loved ones, your kid, your wife, and you're trying to drag them along with you. You're trying to keep them quiet at the same time. You never know what the situation is going to be. It could be a fire out in the woods,
Yep.
Yeah. It could be anything, tornado, whatever.
Yep. And I try to tell people this all the time. It doesn't have to be somebody trying to attack you or hurt you. It could be weather. Weather kills a lot of people. Natural catastrophes. A lot of people die not being prepared.
So Heidi was saying that hike out to the shop was 4 miles. So there and back would have been 4 miles, but that's a long ways, with a heavy pack on your back,
Yep. And my bag is too heavy. I gotta switch out some stuff. When I first put it together, I had the mini stove in it, and my axe is pretty heavy. So I'm gonna change out a couple of things on it, and just try to make it more efficient.
Yes, sir. Bill Cameron just says he lets Ben carry his pack. Big old gorilla carrying that thing.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
I live on the res. Unless we get nuked, no one's leaving. Everyone here goes into to help everyone mode. Yeah, which is awesome.
I was gonna say that. That's a dream of mine, to be able to have a compound with my family within like 5 acres. Just have the whole family surrounded. That'd be the ideal situation. Yep.
So because you are your brother's keeper, so it's like it would be nice to see everybody protecting everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think will end a lot of things fast is if we were in a grid down scenario or something like that and something happened, who do you trust? Because like I always say, I trust no one, yes, I trust you, Ben, Bill, Heidi, possibly.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. You got your friends, your family, your partners, the people you trust, and then who do you let in from there? Because you're always going to need help with situations like that,
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you don't know who's going to come in and take everything you have in the middle of the night and leave.
Yeah.
I have to carry Morgan and her pack.
So that's why you got to make sure your pack is light so you can handle more than one. See, that's another.
Go ahead.
So that's another thing too. So say you have a pack and your wife has a pack and she falls down and gets hurt.
Yep.
Now you got to carry her pack or maybe even her. So you gotta be real selective of what you put in your bag. You know what I mean? Like you want to carry everything, but you gotta watch the weight.
And you'd be amazed, like when your adrenaline kicks in, what you can do, but you can only do it for so much too. Till that adrenaline starts wearing off, and then you're going to drop.
Yeah. Clothing is a very important thing too. Good pair of shoes. If you got to take off running, man, you don't want some flip flops. You know what I mean? Your feet, you got to protect your feet, keep them warm. Nice set of shoes or boots. It goes a long ways.
How cold is it getting in the middle of the night where you guys are at right now?
Right now, I think it's dropping down to 40s, somewhere in the 40s.
But still, I mean, normal everyday person that's living in a house, I mean, they're going to get cold in the middle of the night if they're living out in the woods or if they're living behind a dumpster behind Walmart or something, if there's a grid down situation,
Yep.
That's something people need to think about, just having a regular sweatshirt that you could throw on and cover up your neck, your head, your hands, throw some gloves on. I mean, the simplest thing, having that stuff in your backpack, carrying that stuff in a pack with you. I mean, that's, you run out the door, you better have a jacket, man, or some gloves or whatever,
I just thought when you said that, I don't have a set of gloves in any of my bug out bags.
Yeah. And it's funny. I have a set of mechanics gloves, and then I actually have a set of leather work gloves because I want to keep them separate. Because like here in Minnesota, if you're out, working outside and your gloves get all wet, well, what's going to keep your hands dry and keep them from freezing if it's like a 30 below day, or you're really, really cold? Yeah, obviously you're not going to have, your hands warm in like mechanics gloves, but you still have that dexterity if you have to do something to build a fire or whatever. But then I also have a set of choppers, which are not even gloves. They're like, they look like mittens and they have the one hand. I never seen those until I moved here. Heidi introduced the choppers to me, and it could be, I would test those to like 50, 60 below. They're all leather mittens. Would you call them mittens, babe? And then they have so they're all leather, and then they have like a wool lining or whatever inside of them. And man, they keep your hands toasty.
Yeah, I need to invest in that. I just thought about it when you said it. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have no gloves in my bag because, like you said, when you're out and something happens and you're stressed, now your hands ain't working right because your mind's not 100%. So you might slip, cut yourself, so gloves are very important to have too.
Yeah, and everything in my bag, I always make sure that I have to have it in there. It's not that I want it in there. I want to make sure that it's something that I can have 3 or 4 or 5 different uses for that same thing. Or can I cut it up and modify it if I needed to do something else? And I know it sounds funny, but like I have a ski mask, not for robbing banks, but that'd be handy. But if I'm really, really cold and it's like 30 below and you could cover your face except for your eyes and your mouth, but what's to say you're not in another situation where you have to come up on somebody and you don't want them to know who you are? Well, then you got a mask for that,
Yeah. Things to think about, people.
Yes, sir.
That's why we're here, just to throw out things to think about and let us know things that we need to think about, because I'm new to this travel stuff cross country. You know what I mean? So if you have any idea.
I was also talking to Brandon from Midnight Customs about doing some collaboration videos, and I'll get with you about this later on, Brandon. But I wouldn't mind talking to him and Johnny Utah and Bill and a couple of these other guys and do some collaboration videos on them with them. on different videos for this channel on ways that they think about their bug out bags or their equipment or their gear or survival gear, EDC, urban survival, whatever, and kind of take a offshoot off this channel so that we can put a video on here down below, you know, so we have some videos with some collaboration videos, other channels.
That sounds great. So let me look at the next date. So today is what? The 19th? So our next show would be the 2nd. November 2nd would be our next show.
Okay.
So let's dedicate that show to have people come on that. And do that next.
Sweet. Yeah, if anybody can do that, you guys, you know how to get a hold of me. If you guys can text me, and let's maybe do some collaboration videos, or we could have them on here live. No, Louis?
You broke up. Say it again.
We could do a collaboration video with them, but if we can get somebody on here live, would you want to do that too?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be perfect.
I got you.
So November 2nd would be our next show. So
Okay.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to jump on with us and share, that'd be beautiful. Beautiful thing.
Right on.
Well, let's see. We've been on for an hour, so I think we'll wrap it up.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming down here tonight. Thank you so much for the support and all you goofballs being on here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And please tell everybody or anybody you might think would be interested in this channel. We're still new, so we're learning, and we like to learn with you guys. So pass it on. All right, people, everybody have a great night, and thank you for coming.
Thanks, you guys.